Something to happen to me, but this waiting comes with trials and challenges. Nothing in life is free. My Lord, show me right from wrong. Give me light, make me strong. I know the road is long. Make me strong. Sometimes it just gets
Welcome to the new Tareeqah Muhammadiyah website. Stay up to date with the latest videos, guidance, tweets, Facebook posts from the luminary, Sheikh Ahmed Dabag. See all upcoming events and register before the tickets are sold out. Or
الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. As you know, we're in lockdown and many people are suffering from anxiety and depression because of the inactivity of us not going without a routine, so of going to work and back. Some people have been working from home. So a natural tendency what's happened is due to the fact that even the recreation areas have been closed and other places have been closed, shopping centres been closed. So what's happened is that people have just naturally just stayed home, and few things has happened. There have been mental depression, anxieties. People might have accumulated debts because of the fact that they've lost their jobs. People might have actually become lazy as well. A lot of laziness, because why? You've got the whole array of movies, dramas, etc. to watch on Netflix, and all you do is just sat on the couch and just binge watch more and more and more and more, and that's it until you've exhausted. Then what's happened is that because there's nothing more to it, so you start the cycle of watching over again in case you missed anything, and then you're learning the quotes as well. So what's happened is that once the Messenger Abu Sa'id al-Khudri says that one day the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam entered the mosque and found a man called Abu Amama sitting there. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "What is the matter, O Abu Amama?" Look at the concern of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he sallallahu alaihi wasallam enters the mosque knowing here that really the whole mosque is empty and just Abu Amama just sat there. And he could have just gone home. He could have just gone home and ignored it, saying, "I'm busy, I got it." And no, that's the shafqat, the highest level of shafqat that there can ever be amongst the creation. It was Rasulullah that he saw his ummati, and look, that concern, the fact he sat there. He's not asking, "Ya Rasulullah, help me." So no, he just sat there. And look at this, is that the Prophet ﷺ is going to Hazrat Abu Amama. He just sat there. What to say about all our brothers and sisters who have been afflicted in Yemen and in Palestine and in Burma and other places? How do you think Rasulullah is feeling now on their heart? Abu Amama just sat there, but our brothers and sisters in Yemen, they've been tortured horrifically, hunger. Our brothers and sisters in Burma, butchered. Our brothers and sisters in China, in India, in Kashmir. How do you think the Prophet is actually feeling? I apologize, I have to be quick today. Then I was sitting there in the mosque, and he said, "Abu Amama, you sat here, but it's not even time for prayer. Why are you sat here?" He and then replied, "I am burdened with debt and anxieties. Sometimes you fall in debt. For example, it has happened, your business has gone bust, and it's as if the whole world is toppled on you because there are debts that you owe to X, Y, and Z. Maybe you invested your money into some shares and the stocks have gone down or completely gone down and you lost your shares. Those money you invested might not have been your money, somebody else gave you that. There's debt on your head now. So the burden of debts can play heavier, but especially in this lockdown, a lot of people will be in a lot of debt. Imagine Abu Umayyah saying, I'm just burdened with debt, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And what? Anxiety, what? How do I feed my children? How do I actually go about paying for my daily bread? What do I do? That plays with you. For example, you have a debt. We do not know. Here, we all look, alhamdulillah, healthy, well, etc. But I do not know what's in your heart. Maybe you have such a major issue that you can't reveal. Only Allah knows. But you're hiding it. But there is help. There is help available. You just got to be forthright. What help you need to do is that, look, you need to open up. Look, how did the burden of Abu Umama get relieved? He opened up to the Prophet ﷺ. This is the Tareeqah. This is the way in which how you can actually get solution. If you bottle it in, he was sat in the masjid, didn't know what to do. But he consulted and he opened up. So find that somebody who can help you, who can open up to. And share that, and just give them that burden, share that burden. You become the person who can be the ear to listen to them. Sometimes all it needs, a lot of the burden is relieved. This weight, I'm so sorry, I have to quickly think it. I reply, I am burdened with debt anxieties. Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, shall I not teach you such phrases of supplication that when you recite them, that Allah the Exalted will alleviate your anxiety and settle your debts? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will leave your anxiety and settle your debts. And what did Rasulullah say? Recite in the morning and in the evening, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hamni wal-huzn. This I'm telling you that not just look what Rasulullah teaching this Sahabi to actually this companion, us, the ummati, of what to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hamni wal-huzn. From what? From protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I seek refuge in you from what? From ham and huzn. Ham and huzn. Grief and huzn, sadness. We're sad. Some people are inside, they're depressed, they're sad. But we don't know. But you're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah, I seek refuge in you from sadness and grief, from grief and sadness. Hamni wal huzn. Other thing, what Rasulullah is teaching, wa'a'udhu bika min al-ajli min ajzi wal kasal. Ajiz, you could say frailty and weakness, and kasal, laziness. Ajzi and kasal, laziness, which many of us are suffering from, laziness and weakness. And what else? So one is sadness, one is grief, one is laziness, one is weakness. وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنَ الْجُبْنِ وَالْبُخْلِ. From cowardice and miserliness. Become bukhl, stingy. Some people were very stingy. You have friends who are like this. We know that we don't like stingy friends, do we? You go for a kebab, they never pay. They always take your kebab. You have that friend, or you always have that friend. Is that you always, you from your bottom of your heart say, it's on me, I'll pay you. One time it's okay, alhamdulillah, it's good. Second time you go, you're hoping that the friend will pay, but he's not getting his money out. Okay, so you go, cholo, I'll do it again. Say, cholo. Third time you go, I'm not paying for it, that's it. I've had enough. You always get that friend. Then what happened? You always have that friend, you order big, they always order small. You order big, Brother Aziz also definitely knows those sort of friends. You order big, the other person orders small. What happens is that you're still eating, they're finished. Can I have some of your bit as well? You're not going to eat that, are you? Can I have your chops and can I have your kebab? Yes? A little bit. We always have that. So this bukhala, bukhala, the people who are stingy, very, very stingy. People don't run a mile away from them. You don't want to have a stingy friend. So stinginess, we don't want that. We want our heart to be wasir, vast, and give and give and give. Sometimes stinginess can be of giving advice. Stinginess can be of listening to someone. You can do, but you're not listening. You can do, but you're not giving the advice. So that's what stinginess can be, not just with money or anything like that. Whatever ability that you have, if you're not giving that back, that's stinginess and ungratefulness, to be honest with you as well. And then what? وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنْ غَلَبَةِ الدَّيْنِ. This is the debt. Whatever debt you had, غَلَبَةِ, the overwhelming of debt. Maybe you've got a credit card. You got a, I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong, but you got a credit card. You've taken £10,000, £20,000 on credit cards. People are in debts on credit card. Now they're working 1 job, 2 job, 3 job, trying to pay their interest off, trying to pay their card off. Because why? The house might get repossessed. The car might get repossessed. So that burden of debt is huge. Huge sometimes. And because of this burden, some people go to suicidal tendencies. They think, I don't know how I can get relief. I don't know how I can get escape. Whoever will have fear of Allah and turn to Him and rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open doors for you that you cannot even imagine. Have that tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be sincere and He'll open that door. And then, what did Rasul say? وَقَهْرِ الرِّجَالِ here. Oppression of men. Zulmat. You know, Professor, what is a Muslim and what is a Muslim? When we say Muslim and Muslim, what is Muslim? Huh? Muslim? Okay, what is that?
Yeah, that is an oppressed.
Oppressor, isn't it? Muslim. Yes. So Muslim, you know how in English we say Muslim. I find it. My students, I quickly say to them, please do not use the Z. Instead of being Muslim, somebody who's submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're making that person an oppressor. So Muslim, this is what we're saying, because we're so habitual in that. So it's Muslim, okay, not Muslim. So here is that qahr rijal is that from the oppression of men. Now this oppression, it can be, I apologize, Dr. Shah, we'll finish in 2 minutes, okay. This oppression can be in terms of countrywide, like a nation could be oppressing, in region-wise, house as well. Father can be oppressive, son can be oppressive, brother can be oppressive, your boss could be oppressive, you could be the one who's oppressing your workers. So this dua, look how comprehensive it is, that it will relieve you of this anxiety, because if you're in debt, if you're in a crisis, if you're in sadness, grief, anxiety, depression, all these things are within you. But what is Rasulullah teaching you? The methodology. Seek help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His protection. That is what Prophet is teaching me and you. No matter how many people you turn to, which counselors you go to, you should seek help, yes. But they are all means. But really, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is all seeing and all hearing. He is the one who can really help, who can protect. He is the one who can open doors for you that you did not imagine where that door opened for you, where the escape from came. Turn to Him. So if you're suffering from depression, anxieties, debt, oppression, all these things, read this dua. Follow the words and the call of the Prophet ﷺ morning and evening, and you'll see how slowly those debts starts withering away. And all the thing that here, the debt will go, but it may take time. But at least you'll be given a direction. Sometimes it can happen instantly. Maybe your stocks are really low and you're losing money. Also, the next day, boom, the stocks have gone up and that's it, you recovered your debt. Just have tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and relying on Him. Jazakallah. Now we shall start the Masnoon Adhkars, inshallah. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم الله ولي الذين آمنوا ويخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور والذين كفروا أولياؤهم الطاغوت يخرجونهم من النور إلى الظلمات أولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت وربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا.
Now is your opportunity for the people here and even our online Zoom participants to ask any question that you may have, especially in relation to the methodology that you have been taught regarding the ascension, or any feedback that you would like to share. So this is your opportunity, and as I keep mentioning, these moments are passing and only Allah knows when we will be able to get together like this again. So don't be shy. First, let me offer the people in this room while I set up my Zoom on the phone. Okay, anybody's raised their hand here? Okay, you got one person at the back. One second. Okay, coming over to you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. During the cleansing Lataif, the green Lataif became very bright and it began rising like a water fountain, spreading light to the other Lataif. As I reached to the top of my head, it began descending and felt as though the process was happening automatically. Upon transferring, I found our blessed teacher outside the mazar of the grand teacher. It was as though they were carrying on from during the bayan of Ustadhs. During that bayan, I could hear the blessed teacher's voice in my mind. However, I didn't think much of it. The blessed teacher then began mentioning to the furthest meaning. As you see, many people will fall back in the old ways after Ramadan. They will forget all the hard work during this month and all the training they have done. What a sad reality. However, to ensure you keep the fruits of Ramadan and prevent falling back into the hands of shaitan, one can develop certain mindsets to minimize sinning. For example, many of the time the presence of Allah is not enough for people to stop sinning. Therefore, that person should develop the mindset that his organs are living beings. He should have compassion upon them and use them to please Allah and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You see, in this world, abusive behavior towards the creation is looked down upon, and in fact is illegal in most cases. But you see, the reality is that we are abusing ourselves more than anything, and no one pays attention to this. We forget the rights of our organs, our mind, and even our heart. We cause so much pain and turmoil to our inner state, but we never stop to think of how our heart is feeling. In other words, one should develop his organs, his mind and heart are beings, living beings. They have rights and feelings, therefore we should respect them and use them to obey Allah and not cause them pain by disobeying Allah. However, if you cannot do this, don't worry. You see, the presence of people and others prevents us from sinning and doing bad things. For example, we would never do those things we do in private in front of our parents. From the day we were born, Allah assigned us angels to record our deeds. These angels witness everything we do, and in fact, we should have compassion upon them as well. We should protect them from witnessing such sins we commit. For example, as a mother shields a child from harm, we should shield our angels from sin and harm. So whenever one has the urge to sin, remember the angels are watching and have mercy upon them, because they do not like to record bad deeds. These angels are filled with love and mercy. Therefore, when we commit these sins, they are filled with so much sorrow and pain, because they realize that you are displeasing Allah and doing a disfavor to yourself. Develop this relationship with your angels and become companions with them. The blessed teacher then closed their eyes, and I just wanted to be with them. So I stayed with them, and I could hear the Allah zikr in my mind. I began reciting the zikr, and upon hearing Ustadh Saadi's call, I sought forgiveness and permission from our blessed teacher to return. Jazakallah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, Brother Adam. This is a very beautiful experience, what you have mentioned in detail. Many of the advice given and experience are self-explanatory, but some of the points just to reiterate and understand that what's been said is very, very powerful and something to deeply think about, especially those of us who actually fall victim to the same types of sin, same types of mistakes and different places at different times again and again and again. That of course we should have the presence of Allah, that Allah is seeing me, Allah is hearing me, Allah is with me. Allah is with me, Allah is hearing me, Allah is seeing me. But unfortunately, that connection and that thought and that muraqabah, that concentration of thought is very weak in our lives. Very seldom we actually think about the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what's advice given is that whenever you have the thoughts of overwhelming from your nafs or from shaitan to commit a sin, commit a crime with your organs, be it your eyes, tongue, ears, hands, feet, private parts, stomach, whatever it is, that you should think the organs are not just part of your body, but they're actually living being. When something is living being, what you do is, even if a small child or an animal, you see a cat or a dog, any other animal or a bird, you don't abuse it for no reason, or hit it or slap it or kick it if it's going past you. Why? Because you know even the animals have rights. It's illegal to do so, let alone any other human being. You wouldn't do to any human being. So if you treat your 70 body organs as like living creatures, living creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then when it comes to doing any action, you'll stop. I said whenever you do sin with that organ, it's as though you're abusing it. If it was alive, and it will be alive in the day of judgment, you will complain to Allah, Allah, he or she actually committed this act through my hand, through my mouth, and so on. He will testify against us. So he's almost like a jasus, like a spy. He's spying everything you do with your hand or your body and so on, and he will testify against you in the day of judgment. So that's something else we can bring in to help us to stop, to have a barrier. If that doesn't help, then you can even think about how the angels around you, the best of creation, the malaika, the most powerful of creation, you can get to know them spiritual as well. They're with you, the guardian angels. And then think about how would you do something heinous crime or some act which if someone was present in front of you, you wouldn't do that. Let's say a teacher or your work colleague or even your parents, you'd be embarrassed to even express such thoughts to actually into action. So what to say about the best of angels are with you on the left, on the right, ahead, front, behind, and so on. And they hate seeing darkness, sin. And when we commit it, it's as though we are offending them, abusing them verbally or otherwise. So not only you're abusing your other organs, which are like living creatures, you're also abusing the angels around you by this filth and the smell and the smoke. Like when people smoke indoors, even if they smoke in a small room somewhere, that smoke eventually penetrates everywhere. So then as you walk into the house or to that room, you get that whiff, that smell everywhere of the smoke. It just covers everywhere, unfortunately, especially if we don't open windows and doors. So I advise not to smoke inside, at least. Best not to smoke at all. Many of the ulama, especially our mashayikh, they actually consider this actually haram. Reason being is that in the back in the days when the cigarettes came about, people did not know enough how it causes damage. But the mashayikh had the penetrating knowledge. They said it does cause such a huge damage. It destroys your lungs and so on and other aspects of your life. So because of its harmful effect, like the drugs are, then they're said to avoid it and it's not allowed. But the point of saying, not to give you the ruling, the point is saying that how that when you do a sin, that smell, that filthy smell, that darkness spreads and angels also hate. So think about those creation of Allah within you, even your own body parts, as a living creatures who only curses you, he will testify against you as well. So that becomes a layer of our barriers through which we can stop ourselves committing sin. So may Allah bless Brother Adam and the guidance that we receive and to act upon those things, inshallah. Jazakallah.
Yeah, I have one on sorry, were you going to say something?
So, but the other thing is, we want to hear from people who are having difficulties. So particularly the brothers in the room here, the sisters do have extra support they've had, I think most days, about 12 o'clock. So we do want to give the opportunity to the brothers in this room. So it's, you see, it's one thing is you're hearing this wondrous experience. You may be having difficulties. You're too embarrassed or too scared or too worried to put your hand up and ask. But this is the opportunity, unless you come forward. I mean, I'll give you the example of one or two of the brothers. They're having difficulties at the beginning. Like, what's your name, brother, again? Mahafir. You know, right at the beginning, he said, "Look, this is my difficulty, distracted thoughts," and he took the advice. And alhamdulillah, he relayed a beautiful experience yesterday, I think, wasn't it? So, if there is anybody who is, we don't want anybody left here deprived. So if you are embarrassed, you can come one-to-one, but sometimes there is that benefit as well. So Brother Zafi, I would encourage that as well. Just people having difficulty, even online at home, don't forget those.
I can assure you there's no lack of encouragement from our part. It's just that brothers are, some of them are very shy for some strange reason. Normally when the camera's off, they're not very shy. But they seem to be shy now. Okay, there's one hand up. Yeah, if there's anybody, whilst this brother's relaying his experience, if there's anybody else, please do raise your hand.
My name is Shahia. During the spiritual salahs, this happened since the beginning really. I can do the lataif and stuff fine, and then when it comes to transferring, I struggle to stay with the teacher. I can see them at the start, and then I struggle to stay with them throughout the salah, and when I practice on my own as well.
Okay, so when you do it on your own, so just put this slide just to one side for a moment. So talk me through the process of the lataif, so you can see the lataif, you can follow the process.
Ji.
Any confusion, any difficulties in there?
No, just I do them as I normally would.
Okay. And then when it comes to transfer, so talk me through that process.
See the spiritual body and then do the golden breath, and then I start the salah.
Yeah.
And I see the...
You start to do what?
I start the namaz.
No, before, put the salah aside. 1 second. What about when you're doing normal transfer, normal miraj?
When I do normal miraj?
Yeah.
Transfer and find the...
Okay, so you transfer then, and then you meet with...
the teacher.
And then have you travelled from there?
Ji, in normal miraj, yeah.
Okay, describe one of your travels in normal miraj.
From the past few days?
Gigi.
I've got one written down.
He's actually related to one.
A lot one, okay. Okay, so
I sent one in the group chat.
Okay, that's fine. So you transfer, you can travel with the servant. And what happens when you travel with the teacher there? You can keep concentration with the scenery.
Ji.
Okay, so coming back to the salah now, so you transfer,
Ji.
and then you're with the teacher where?
In here.
Okay, and then what do you do?
And then I think I just lose focus.
Okay, how do you lose focus?
I don't know.
What are you thinking of at that time? You must be thinking of something.
No, I try to think of the teacher.
Yeah.
In here.
And then when you lose focus, where does your focus go?
I'm not sure. Just away from the teacher.
But where to?
I can't recall. I just lose focus.
Just go blank.
Just go blank. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But you can follow through the salah, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So do you know when we transfer, you find the teacher. I think Ustadh Tahir went over the recap again. What's the next step you're supposed to do? Do you remember?
To the old Masjid Nabi.
Yes. But you forget about that.
I guess so.
Yeah, that's okay. No, there's no trick question. There's no trick question. There's not an exam or anything. The reason because by talking you through it, you're actually thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? If I just tell you the answers, but I want you to come, you want you to work it through, because remember the thought, the imagination. So if you can travel in the mirage comfortably, and you can travel, so it's just so sometimes we become our own blockage, or we sometimes forget certain aspects of the methodology. This is a reason why we go through the slides, then we go through the reminder. So alhamdulillah, in regards to transfer, connecting with the Hazrat Sahib, that's fine. It's the only reason you're going blank is you're like, okay, I have Hazrat Sahib, I'm happy, but I don't know what to do next. So remember, this is very subtle, yeah, because the spirit and the ruh and the thoughts and the imagination, they're linked. Yeah, so as soon as you lose focus, your spirit comes back, or you get confused. It's railing. So that's why there's a reason why you have the present, reason why we give you a direction, where to go, where not to go. So once you transferred then where's your direction? To the Almost Nabi. And what was taught there is almost, imagine you are praying there. No, you're overthinking it. So what you're trying to recreate that long experience that you've had in your mirage, in your salah. The salah, the purpose of the salah is to bring khushu, bring in focus. So if you're not thinking of anything else, you're thinking of Hazrat Sahib or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's fine. But if you want to have that next level of salah, then you go to direct. You got to send the direction. So think of your thoughts here as a beam. I'm going to send my direction there. Yeah, I'm going to go to connect you with Hazrat Sahib. Alhamdulillah, that's done. Yeah, you started with the Mars, Allah's presence, that's done. So just take it as a compartment. Allah's presence, done the protective Adhkars, yeah? Inshallah, Allah's protection, no satanic interference with Allah's will. Okay? I've connected with the teacher. Alhamdulillah, I'm in the presence of Allah. Now I want to direct. Allah, the teacher's with me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with me. So don't try and bring all those thoughts in at one time. You overload yourself. Okay? You've done this is a process. Okay. I'm now going to direct myself to Masjid Nabawi. Relax. I want to pray my namaz. I want to imagine I'm praying my namaz in Masjid Nabawi, the first rakat, Masjid Nabawi, second rakat if you want. Okay, then you direct your thoughts to where?
The old Kaaba Sharif.
The old Kaaba Sharif. The old Kaaba Sharif, new Kaaba Sharif, no problem. You're directing your thoughts. Yeah, so you direct your thoughts. So you sit down, you make a plan. Yeah, just like you're going to make a plan to go somewhere. You say, okay, I want to go to, I don't know, Singapore. I will go to Istanbul first, then I'll go to Dubai, then I'll get a ticket there, then I'll go to Singapore. So you see, you're making the transfer. I'm with my teacher, alhamdulillah. I want to do my first rakat in Masjid Nabawi. Do my second rakat in Masjid, in the old Kaaba. Then where do you go? Where's the direction? Where's the map?
Masjid al-Aqsa.
Masjid al-Aqsa, yeah. And then where?
Then to the skies, to the heavens.
Okay. Then upwards and onwards. Okay. Does that help?
Yeah.
So try that. So just come in. So you got there's a reason for that. What you're trying to do, you're trying to hear the teacher, and you're trying to mix it with the mirage in one big go. Okay. So come back. What did the Ustadhs teach you? Where to go? You understand? Then you go. Then you just do. So have a plan. So just like a pilot plans his route here, you're doing the same thing. Okay. Does that help?
Yeah.
So now, once you do this in your next salah, then report back as well. You can put it on the group. Yeah. Well, what's your name again?
Shahia.
Sharia.
Shahia.
Sharia. I remember now. I had difficulty saying it, but I'll look out for that name. On which group are you in?
The second one. Ibris 2.
Ibris 2. Okay. MashaAllah. So report back there. We look out for it. Inshallah, I think you will have. And then remember, your imagination happens. Then things will start to happen. You're doing a rakat. You may see scenery around you. Okay, but you're focusing on your prayer in Masjid Nabi. You might see you're with the Sahabis. You're behind the teacher. You may even feel. You may even sense it. You may even hear the azan as you enter. So report all those, and then go to the old Masjid Kaaba, in the older Kaaba. Look at the scenery there. Then Masjid al-Aqsa, you may even enter the present day. Okay? Thank you. This is, we want to hear. I mean, we obviously every year you have a different, some are confident, some need a bit more encouragement to speak. But this is important. Yeah, this is important. This is the reason why Uncle Abbas was saying, look, explain this. So we're taking Uncle Abbas to explain the reason why we're here. So thank you, Ustad, Uncle G. Yeah? And it's benefited Nelson. But I thought the Nelson guys were like brave, you know, and they're coming forward. Mashallah. That's good.
There's some of the new brothers here sitting on the chair. Give the mic opportunity. Oh, his brother Khan? Okay. Can you mention now?
No, it's to you.
No, I just want to really get the new people into our name out, inshallah, next.
See, I told you, he said give it to the new brothers. Should I give it to Raf?
No.
There's a lot of hesitation here. Yes, no, yes,
I told
maybe.
Ustad said give it to your new brothers. That's why I didn't put my hand up.
His experience is so secret.
Today, my experience was from the Zikr Majlis today that we did.
If you can mention the any salahs that you've done with the other ustads or by yourself, Fajr or Maghrib or Isha. Because salah is something very easy we do anyway. Yeah. If you're going to do muraqabah, then 2 in 1. If you have anything mentioned, then or mention the muraqabah, inshallah, the zikr. You can mention whatever you remember then for now.
From what I remember from the spiritual salah was when I transferred in the first rakat, all of us who was sitting.
Which salah is that? Fajr?
The one we did today.
Okay, that's fine. Karim?
Yeah, when we transferred into the first rakat, everybody that was in the Itikaaf, we was all in Kaaba Sharif with Hazrat Sahab, and everyone appeared. Majority of the people here, about 80-90% appeared as kids, as little kids, and they was all running around the Kaaba as such, and Hazrat Sahab was with us as well, and they were all running around Hazrat Sahab. That's all I remember of that.
Okay, that's fine. Inshallah, we'll comment on that shortly as well. So do you want to ask one of these brothers here if you move on to the side? So first of all, tell us if you have practiced. Were you there? If you so can I ask you then, brothers, have you been participating in any sessions? No, let them answer, please. So who are you and all you 4 brothers? All 4 of you? Yeah? Yes? No? Yeah? Okay. Tell me from the Brother Umair, Brother Jabir you've done. What have you learned or what have you done? So it'll be interesting to know. So this is what we want to hear, you see. No, just mention, it's okay. We won't bite.
Don't be shy.
Okay, just tell us about what you've learned then from the class with Brother Umair.
We learned about the different lataifs, how to kind of imagine it within your body, and obviously when the brother was speaking, it was slowly, obviously one by one, how you clear them out. So we learned that. So within the actual, when you were doing it, you had to imagine it, and that's what I learned, the different colours and how it goes through your body one by one.
Okay, so you've done quite well, mashallah. I know you're so shy about this. This is quite good, considering obviously you only came a couple of days ago. So that's good, mashallah. What about you, brothers? Any thoughts on what your brother said? Okay. Well, okay, let me ask you, have you found anything that's difficult or confusing?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just really hard to concentrate, to be honest with you. So we do just imagine obviously the colours going
What's your name, brother?
It's Amir.
Amir.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just imagine the colours, obviously, like breathing in and obviously the breathing and stuff like that, and breathing.
You obviously you've never done anything like this before.
No, it's first time.
So
First time.
that is quite understandable, because if you first time ever introduced to something, it's all over the show, and your mind is all over the place. So that's fine.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have another session, inshallah, at 12:45.
Inshallah.
Try to go to bed straight away when we finish.
Yeah.
So you're fresh. You have 6-7 hours rest. Then you can practice it. Then it'll be a bit more better, because they'll be guided again.
Inshallah.
Like, in anything in life, when you know how to cycle, right?
Yeah.
You remember how you learned to cycle?
Yeah.
Who was behind you first time?
I think it was my mum, to be fair.
Your mum, mashallah, is good. But she was holding onto the saddle.
Yeah, of course.
And you were saying, and she said, don't worry, I'm there behind you.
Yeah.
And so you might have fallen once, twice.
A couple of times, yeah.
Grazed your knee or whatever. But now, alhamdulillah, you're, mashallah, cycle well. Likewise, like any other subject, this is the same. First time you'll be apprehensive, then when you try it, I can't focus, I don't want to breathe in, breathe out, all these other problems, issues you face. That's all acceptable, understandable.
Yeah.
So good that you do share, so that we can encourage you to participate. And then before you know it, you can become so prolific, ask Husnain or anyone, that sometimes you don't have to spend half an hour or 1 hour just to doing the colours. This is called spiritual sometimes. You could do it half the time, quarter of the time, or even less. Comes with the practice, inshallah, and relying on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Inshallah.
How about you, brother Razi?
I've never done anything like that.
So have you sat through the sessions with the brothers?
Yeah, I've sat through sessions.
Okay, that's fine. So do more sessions, and obviously after this Adhkars, in the future we'll be running this more and more. So we encourage you to sign up and do the full 2 days. Then you'll really understand how it's done, inshallah. Okay, thank you very much. That was really brave of you, brothers, mashallah. Jazakallah. Yeah, brother.
Assalamu alaikum. I just wanted to mention a few, underlying questions I sort of had over the past few days with all the...
Do you have any experience from the prayers or from the gatherings?
I had a couple very vivid ones.
Okay, just mention one then out of them. Maybe mention the salah.
I mentioned it to you 2 days ago.
In salah prayer.
In salah, yesterday, I struggled to transfer.
Okay.
But I think speaking to your Ustad, he helped me today get past that.
Okay.
So today, I think I was able to transfer, meaning I felt very spiritually connected after doing the golden blow. But I think I struggle to see myself whilst I'm doing that. I really struggle to see like myself in the third person, like me there. Second of all, throughout all of them, really, I'm really struggling to see the teacher on a thought level or imagination level. But the one vivid meditation I had 2 days ago, I think, he came to me in that one, and that was the best session I've had.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm really struggling to see him, imagine him, think of him, that kind of thing. And then lastly, my natural sort of images that I'm seeing don't really have anything to do with, Allah or the Kaaba or Medina, anything like that. It tends to just be, I keep getting ones of me flying, going to like, almost to space, like, I keep getting that quite often. So I'm not sure what it's really drawing off, but it doesn't really seem to be anything related to, the deen as such.
Okay. What's the side?
Continue.
Okay. No, so that's good, mashallah. I think you've actually made contact, so to speak, or made that connection that a few days ago, like you said, you saw a teacher coming to you. So the contact has been established. So that's the main thing you should be happy about. And secondly, with any learnings, as you know, sometimes you have good days, good times, sometimes you're a bit of a struggle. But do not be over judging yourself, or hypercritical of yourself. Part of the process, there will be ups and downs and so on. Main thing to do is to practice, relay it like you have done, ask question, and then practice further. So don't get sidetracked or distracted or disappointed that, why it happened once, how come it's not happening? Do not judge, especially that we've given goal end of tomorrow, and the aftercare support is there for you. So always stay strong and stay steadfast. Now, regarding the imagination, I think you might be trying a bit too hard. Only thing we said, do not worry about what you see, how you see. Do not worry about what you see, how you see. Only thing is that the images we've shown you as a signposting, just recall that image. Okay, let me give you an example of what I mean by that. You might say, oh, I find it hard to recall, yeah? That would be your next question. Okay? So if I were to ask you, can you recall how rainbow looks like? Is that hard?
Easy.
Okay. So that's just the same effect. There's nothing different there. If I were to say, close your eyes and can you see me? You've seen it for a few minutes. Later on down the, let's say 1 day later, you can. Or if you see an image of someone, and I said close your eyes and remember that image I showed you. Maybe first time you might not remember, but after a few times seeing it, it becomes quite clear. So that becomes the onset. I'm not saying this is the spiritual experience, but that is the onset through which you start to get the access. Now, as you can understand, how easy and simple we're making it, or not us, of course not, is our teacher have made it that something which is in your control, very easy to do, you utilize that, then the mercy and blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the special spiritual support comes your way, whereby you can then slowly traverse and advance. Believe me, all the brothers who are now vividly experiencing and relating long experiences, they've all gone through what you have gone through. I've sat here, heard these things.
Okay, that's good.
So you're not unique that I'm the only person having these troubles or difficulties. Everyone. It's just part of learning, and almost you now have to take the confidence and believe in yourself and know that it's going to work, but I just have to put the effort. Effort part is needed. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who's going to bless you. Yeah, we put the effort in, but we do not rely on ourselves, we rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So simply, if I summarize, if you want, you can get a leaflet or booklet, get that image so that it is fresh, or you can remember the image. Then do your colors and naturally bring that thought or that image in your mind as you recall, like I said, a rainbow or something. Yeah. Then that way, then the connection is already made. It'll just strengthen, become sharper, clearer. Yes.
Should I see it through eyes like this, or should I see myself standing there?
No. Simply what you do is like I told you, can you imagine a rainbow? You said yes. Were you at the rainbow? Were you seeing 3D image or 2D image? It doesn't really matter, does it? I've asked you, you answered.
So to see the color.
Yeah. Or in this case, make a spiritual connection with the guide, the teacher, just see the image. That's it. Does that, so when I asked you again, can you see, what, do you know rainbow? Did you know, how can you say, oh, do you want me to see me inside the rainbow, outside the rainbow, or where's the treasure?
Keep it simple.
Yeah, inshallah. So that's all you need to do. And then everything else advances from there.
One last thing. I like doing it better by myself, I think. Is that a good thing?
To be honest, all this what we're doing, they're like intense training. Real, you could say practice, real advancement happens when you do it on your own.
Okay.
So after today or tomorrow, whenever the Ramadan finishes and Eid starts, we'll be giving you a full plan of action that you should do this on your own.
Okay.
That's where the real benefit lies. Or for example, you can practice it on your own prayers. Salah, you learn the basic techniques, what to do in Salah. Do it in your own prayer, like you want to do Dhuhr next, or Asr, or any Nawafil, any Nafil prayers in between. Try yourself. Try it out. Then if you can't do it in Salah, then doing it sitting down is even easier. Because sitting down, you're completely still and doing it. Whereas Salah, you're making that movement, you're reciting so on and so forth. So there is an added distraction. I think that's what Brother Shadi was saying earlier. But then, if you can master it, then sitting down is easier anyway, inshallah. And finally, about that, you see there, you flying and so on. You're just being introduced to that world. So it seems random to you, but it all has a meaning that it's just like a floating, a tiny experience. It's like a child when he's born, he just looks around aimlessly. That's what's really happening. You're being introduced to that world, that's all, inshallah. Okay? May Allah bless you, inshallah. Inshallah.
Can I say, you have to get up 12 o'clock. Then you see.
Inshallah.
Okay, 12 o'clock.
Promise, yeah?
I promise.
Okay. The brothers from the Walkingham Sharif.
I have already tried to speak to them.
It's fine. We want to hear anything. Oh, brother, it's not working out. Ustad Sajid not helping, being in the same town or whatever. No, just a conversation we're having.
No, give it to the brother dressed in Moroccan clothes. Let's engage with him. Let's pick up. Brother, what's your name? Where are you from?
Javad.
Where are you from?
Wokingham, apparently.
Wokingham is a different story. It's a different town. Yeah, at least stand up. Nelson is sticking together. Why are you not sticking to Woking? Huh?
I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan of Woking?
No.
Okay, Tiga, that's fine. No, that's
I like Nelson, even though I've not been there.
Okay.
Because I like that uncle.
Okay, that's fine. That's it. No. I want Nelson too. That's why we're all here up north. We all left our masjids behind to find something here. Why have you come?
I just came to experience this place. I've never done Itikaaf before. And I came with my friend here.
What were you hoping to experience?
Just spiritual awakening, let's say.
Okay. And what's driven you to come here?
It's driven me to come. I mean, it's better than sitting at home, isn't it?
Better than sitting at home?
Yeah.
Okay. And
at least you're busy during Ramadan, doing some good deeds.
So you want to keep your mind busy in something good?
Yeah.
How you been finding it so far?
Very good, very good. MashaAllah. Yeah.
Have you partaken in the Lataif cleansing?
I haven't done it downstairs, I did it upstairs.
Same as the brothers?
With them brothers, yeah.
Okay. So your company is good?
Yeah, definitely, yeah, very good, yeah.
There's a lot of enthusiasm there, yeah?
Yeah.
Inshallah. You can go back to Nelson. I mean, carry on.
They're not from Nelson, they're from Bolton and Bradford.
Zafar is a joke, don't take the mic off him. Just a little bit of humour.
I'll escort him out of the building.
Let's go.
MashaAllah. How did you find the Muraqabah Dua? And any experience you want to relay or any thoughts that you've had?
Honest. Now it was all good until like one of the brothers said, when it comes to imagining imagining the Sheikh, like from there it just goes blank for me, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, inshallah. See, there is this thing about understanding the need of a spiritual guide, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes when people have these difficulties, is they're having difficulty connecting with the teacher, because that's your access. Even Brother Raphael is having that difficulty as well of focusing, connecting, and that is your access and your key. Inshallah, what we'll do is we have a session tomorrow, isn't it? 2:30.
Today.
2:30. Yeah.
Today, yeah.
Today, 2:30. To me, unless I've slept or woken up, it's still not. It's tomorrow. Yeah. I think that will probably help. I'm hoping, inshallah. You see, you've come here for a reason.
Yeah.
You may be wanting to run away from Woking, which is quite evident. Yeah.
Inshallah.
Yeah. And you're after something else. Peace and blessings. Thing is, I'll tell you one thing. If you could leave this knowing who your guide is for life, you've achieved something. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in Nelson, Bolton, Woking, or wherever you want to be in the world.
Yeah.
But once you're connected to a guide, it'll take a lot of weight off your head and your shoulders. Okay. And these are all your brothers here. They're here to help, give you that sohbah as well. And just one more day, maybe 2 more days, just ask for tonight. Just ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and ask if this is the right path for me, if this is the right God, open my heart. Let me connect. And inshallah, if you're connecting, and all those worries and the things you got inside you, just let it go. Okay?
Yep.
Yeah, inshallah, do not worry. Maybe through this ascension, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may reunite you with your loved ones. think you're missing your dad as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, inshallah. So don't remember. There's all of these brothers here. You see, your dad hasn't gone. You understand, my brother?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but what this center, this teaching from Shaykh Ahmad Dabagh will give you an access to your dad. Yeah, inshallah. You probably heard from some. I don't know if you were here early on, where people have met with some of their grandparents. Or their loved ones. They passed on. So, of course, there is that. We're human. Yeah, we miss that absence. Yeah, of our physical father when they passed away, and it does help. You can. I don't know if Maulana Mustafa is still here. Yeah. When he goes, remember you meet your mother when she passed away. Yeah, it's almost like every time he meets his mother, it's as if they haven't gone. You know.
Yeah.
So inshallah, you can have that access. Just but let it go to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Ask Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and you can make dua for your father as well, and everybody here will be as well. You understand? So we're all here together. We're here to help each other, but just rely on Allah. Let it out, and just connect with. Ask Allah Subhanahu wa Taala to help. We're not saying this is the way. You just come here. You want to have a look, have a see, but really, I want you to partake, and then really benefit, inshallah. Okay? Is that okay, brother?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Brother Zafar, there's a few on Zoom. I think they might be thinking we're biased, only giving the brothers here.
Okay, I'll read that out.
Yeah, there's a one from Nottingham. So, yeah. Okay. There's maybe two. You can quickly touch both of them. Maybe similar as well.
Okay, shall I read them both together or one at a time? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sister Bushra from Nottingham, my second retreat, alhamdulillah. During the Lataif colors, yellow and indigo appear, but at the end I see all the colors leave. During Salah, I found myself enter Makkah Sharif with a blessed teacher. He leads me to the gold door of the Kaaba. As I walk, I see a Quran. I stop to look down, and I am now outside Masjid Aqsa. I see a crowd and clouds of smoke. I stand outside with teacher Shaykh Ahmad Dabagh, and together we pray. Now the smoke moves away from the masjid. Jazakallah.
So alhamdulillah, the main thing is that you have established a spiritual connection. You've learned the spiritual salah, and now you can travel. And like you said, you get, as those see the lataif are disappearing, transferring, being with the teacher, and then going to the mashayikh, especially to Kaaba. I believe it says. Should I just note that? Kaaba Sharif, and then the teacher leads you to the Kaaba, and then you see the Quran and so on. So these are all good experiences. And the crowd and whatever you see, especially the cloud of smoke, these are some of the, you could say, barriers that which we might have personally from my personal experiences, or any, you could say, stress in our life, or anything that really bothers us in terms of, diverts us in our own efforts and so on in life. So these are the clouds that you saw and how they've been removed slowly. So if you stay steadfast on this path, be strong, carry on following the path, keeping in touch with your mentor, then any cloud, any obstacles or any difficulties that comes in the way, then help of Allah will come, and your mentor can also help and advise and guide, so that you can slowly come to terms, deal with those things, and then move on. And your journey is very beautiful and very clear anyway, that you can transfer, see the Kaaba and go to those blessed places. So secondly, we would say that practice that regularly, in fact daily in your salah and muraqabah once a day, and you see how you become more improve in these things as well, inshallah. But also important to focus on the tazkiyah, the purification aspect, to lift our mind, heart and soul as well, and liaise with your mentor closely. Everything, like we discussed about 7 obstacles, but the Zafar has covered. Sometimes the finances or family issues, other things, they come in the way. To discuss, to work out, so that my journey continues is important as well, inshallah. So please do that if you have any. If not, then that's fine.
Okay, inshallah. Last one to read out on Zoom. Sister from Australia, actually.
She's from Australia, participant. MashaAllah. May Allah bless you, sister, all the way from Australia. It must be about 5:20 or whatever in the afternoon over there.
Salam, brother. In the previous session, during the session, Hazrat Sahib cleansed my lataifs through his lataifs. After transfer, I paid salam to Hazrat Sahib and I saw all of you and also too many other brothers and sisters. Hazrat Sahib walked forward. Hazrat Sahib asked me to look. You are the last one and we were waiting for you. Then Hazrat Sahib and we all went on the white horses with wings and landed onto the shrine of Hazrat Abdul Aziz Dabagh Rahimullah. Hazrat Sahib walked forward to the door and a nur came out and Sheikh Abdul Aziz Dabagh Rahimullah spiritually came out. He opened his both arms and nur was everywhere and we were all covered with the nur, and then calling Sheikh Ahmad Dabagh to stand in front of me, and nur was also spread from the whole body of Hazrat Sahib. Then we all got up and went up the many stairs and there were a Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, and the same procedure happened there, and he gave a green stone as a gift to Hazrat Sahib and asked to have it in dastar. There was also light inside and the word Allah was written inside. Then I lost the connection.
MashaAllah, it sounds like you're very much established in this spiritual connection, traveling with Hazrat Shaykh Ahmad Dabagh and meeting the Mashaykh. And especially the unique thing for the people who are learning, brothers who are here on this side, Brother Razi included, and brothers here that look, you were saying about the Lataif colours, I cannot do, I struggle. This sister from Australia, she learned a little bit, she's practicing, she can see now that the Shaykh, the guide is also helping her cleanse them. So she's going to another level as well. So that is in itself is a blessing. And then you saw the stairways, met many of them, Shaykh, like Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jilani, Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabagh. Then you got an emerald, like a stone, a gift is given. These are the gifts to make you stronger in spirituality and path of Sunnah as well. So you mentioned certainly a blessing. Please continue. And I think she requesting a dua if he's Eid in Australia, I believe. Inshallah, may Allah bless you that all Ramadan, whatever you practiced, may Allah accept all the efforts. Allah keep your family and everyone safe. And may you continue in this journey to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and keep in touch with the mentoring, inshallah. Jazakallah to the sister and sisters and all the brothers here, inshallah. I'm happy to hear that you've taken courage to actually speak and share your questions or share your experience being in Itikaaf, even if it was a 1 day or 2 day and so on. But we like to invite you for the future ones we'll do in 8-10 weeks time or whenever it's announced. It's going to be 2 days from Friday night to Sunday afternoon. So then you can learn this much at a faster rate as well, inshallah. Thank you.
Just a quick message from a sister for the brother from Woking. Sister Ariana from Manchester. This is my first retreat. If it is of any consolation for the brother, in my second Muraqabah experience, I met my paternal and maternal grandparents together with my chacha who passed away last December. They were all smiling and happy. It's a bit of inspiration and motivation for the brother from Woking.
So the sister, mashallah, she's transferred experience. She was not intending to or not, but they met their loved one who passed away. So this is certainly possible, as sister just mentioned. So Jazakallah to sister to relate that. Finally, there's some announcements for ladies you want to mention?
There's a special Zoom session just for our sisters at 12 o'clock. I presume by now they must have had the link. That's for sisters only, led by our senior Ustadhs, 12 o'clock. And the other sessions for us, they start at 12:45. So all the brothers are requested to be back here in the prayer hall for 12:45 p.m. sharp. And
finally, also for the ladies, as a special one of learning about fiqh and Islamic knowledge, they're going to have another specific session for you. This will be on 7 p.m. British time tonight, and this will finish before our session, which starts at 8 o'clock.
So 2 sessions for sisters special today.
Yeah, please.
Okay,
so 2 sessions specifically for you. One is at 12 o'clock for feedback continuation, and the second one is at 7 o'clock p.m. UK time. This is when we actually are on the downtime, resting period. This is the time you get for your specific interaction with their female teachers, inshallah. Jazakallah.
Okay, Jazakallah. We are very tired now. And inshallah we'll close this session, and as soon as the camera's off I can show you there won't be many brothers very shy to speak and say, so it'll be very noisy here soon. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.
السلام عليك يا رسول الله.